Hey guys, welcome back to the Daily Crypto Market Update. I am here in Singapore, actually the Marina Bay Sands Hotel, which is where the conference is. You won't be able to see it. And I want to have this open, but you can't see anything. But it's basically that huge thing that's right there. That's it. It's actually a boat on top of a hotel. I'll get way better photos and videos and stuff later. That'll be coming on the channel later. But for now, I need to do this before I head over there for the conference, which starts in 40 minutes. I don't know how I'm going to do it. I'm not going to do it. But we need to talk about the market. For starters, BTC had a really whipsaw day yesterday. You can see that the price actually made a higher local high, kind of, sort of. After two really nice green days, 2%, 2%, we get a red close and we get a really nasty candle. Now, the important thing right here is, while it looks like BTC may have reached or tested resistance, it didn't actually touch it yet. I'm still waiting for a tag of overhead resistance. There are two obvious scenarios right now. Scenario one is it hits resistance today and it gets rejected, and then it falls all the way back down here to the middle line, at least for support. That will be putting in a lower high, which will not feel good, and it will tank the market even more. Or we realize and recognize the fact that today is October 1st. So if today is October 1st, and we know the historical performance of October is really, really, really good. If you watch my video on the Coin Bureau Trading channel, I believe yesterday, you guys know exactly what I'm talking about. So if we're expecting October to perform just the same as every other October, October is one of the most bullish months for Bitcoin all year round. It's insane. So I do think that we will see BTC break out above, but I'm curious to see what's going to happen once it hits and tests resistance, which is right now immediately at $115,600. Now, Ethereum had a pretty rough close and it confirmed a TBO open short. What's that? Well, the TBO stands for the trending breakout indicator. It's this indicator right here that's available through the Better Traders Club. And it basically just tells us how strong the trend is, where there are breakouts or breakdowns, and when the trend might be changing. So whenever the price falls inside of this green mass right here, which is called the TBO cloud, that's a bearish sign. That's a bearish sign of consolidation. So we've seen a nice pivot low here for Ethereum, but obviously it's not able to push up much higher. Now, Ethereum does have its own overhead resistance line as well, but it is super far away from hitting that. Again, it's looking really weak. This is one of the main reasons why I sold my ETH, just because I don't want to hold it anymore. And by the way, I used Bitcoin to buy the Ethereum. That's why I didn't want to hold it anymore, because I believe Bitcoin will outperform everything in this month to come. Not everything, but 90% of things, okay? On the 4-hour time frame, we did have a TBO close short, which was nice on early Monday morning. And when we fell back right here down to the pink line right there, that's actually our entry opportunity. For all of you that have been waiting and watching for an entry on Ethereum, this would technically be it if you're going to be using the TBO. But personally, like, confirming the bearish downtrend is not really a great sign of show, or a show of strength. Solana and Bitcoin both have CME gaps. The Solana CME gap was almost closed yesterday with a low at 207.20, but it's technically at 206.15. Now, stablecoin dominance had a little bit of a bumpy day yesterday. We did not see it go inside of the cloud. It's still technically strong bullish above the cloud, and this is not looking good. We want to see stablecoin dominance fall, not just falling into the cloud, but now today that level will be 6.18%. Now, this is combined stablecoin dominance, USDT plus USDC. It is bullish. There's no way to like argue with the charts. Like, this is a very bullish chart on the daily time frame. It is, unfortunately. Not very, but it just is bullish. And we do have a TBO open short on the 4-hour time frame. Whoop-de-doo. It doesn't really matter that much, to be honest, because if we see more of a correction on BTC, which I'm not necessarily expecting, but it's not out of the realm of possibility, this means that we'll see stablecoin dominance go back up here. So for now, it's still bullish, so we need to be cautious and careful. Now, the interesting and very important thing that's happened over the last couple of days is that Bitcoin dominance has increased a lot. 0.47 on Monday, 0.38 yesterday. That does not seem like a lot, but for Bitcoin dominance, this is a lot. Trust me here, okay? I still expect Bitcoin dominance to move up and tag the fast line. This has been the game. This has been the expectation, rather. Gosh, I think for the last 3 weeks, 4 weeks or so after we bottomed here, because on the daily time frame, you can see all these green triangles. These are TBT bullish divergences. Well, we just see lots of these. grouping together. That's always a bullish reversal indicator. And now we're seeing the price go inside of the cloud here on the 22nd of September. That's always bad. It's a sign of bullish consolidation. But for Bitcoin dominance, that means that alts are going to be suffering, which is what we saw a little bit of yesterday. But ultimately, things will go up. I do believe that. But right now, I do believe it's Bitcoin season. This month specifically will be Bitcoin season. Ethereum dominance is looking really weak. Why? Because it's Bitcoin season. Solana dominance looking really weak. We have 2 TBO close longs on the daily with the price inside of the cloud. That is a sign of bearish consolidation. That is not a good thing at all. This looks bad. Okay. So I know that I've been talking a lot about Solana being bullish. We had this pullback here on the 22nd of September. That was pretty much it. That was the first hit. It plunged underwater in the cloud, and now it's basically drowning. The total crypto market cap did have a good reversal here starting last Friday, the 26th, and it peaked out above the cloud. We do have a decent RSI reset on the daily time frame, but of course, if Bitcoin is going to be causing a lot of pain in the market by seeing Bitcoin dominance, actually, it's not really Bitcoin's fault. It's the market pivoting mostly to Bitcoin. So Bitcoin dominance increasing, we're going to see the total crypto market cap kind of fluctuate. And it's a weird thing, isn't it? You would expect that if Bitcoin's bullish, everything should be bullish. Well, that's really not always the case. Sometimes we're going to see Bitcoin struggle compared to everything else. And the reality is that you've got to know what you're doing in these market conditions. And this is why it pays to be a student in the Better Traders, whether it's taking one of our courses like 15 Minutes to Financial Freedom, or the course here, Mastering Passive Income, which is an advanced bot trading course. I do not recommend this for everyone and anyone that is starting out, especially. This is mainly for people that have already taken the 15 Minutes course. But for a lot of you that are just trying to get started and you're trying to understand how to make heads or tails of this market, go to thebettertraders.com, check out 15 Minutes to Financial Freedom. It's here in the courses. And there's also, you also get a month trial to the Better Traders Club. And in the Better Traders Club, if you watch my video on Coin Bureau Trading yesterday, you saw that big sheet with the really complicated name, the Crypto Historical Monthly Performance Sheet, which I have to update sometime today. I don't know how I'm going to find the time to do everything I need to do. Because on the first, I do lots of reporting. But anyway, the main thing you need to know right now is that this is the place to go if you need information, if you need help, if you need to understand where the market is going, because these videos are pretty short, but I provide a lot of information and content that's already in the club. All right, we need to go back over here to TradingView, and we're going to get into today's picks. So if you have tickers that you're really interested in me covering, please leave a comment down below. I can't make any promises, but I'll do my best to check out all the comments you guys leave for coins. Starting off first, IMX. So this one had a really nice TBO breakout. These 3 white dots is where we get the namesake of this indicator from. We have a pullback here to the thick green line, which is called TBO, the TBO fast line. And this move right here up to the red dotted lines, that's a TBO springboard bounce. We actually got 2 of these. So is third time the charm? Maybe the price is drawing down a little bit, but we really need to see IMX shoot up higher. I'm a little bit skeptical about it just absolutely just rocketing right up there to hit 78 cents. It could. I'd love to see that happen, but I'm skeptical. Now, Bluefin is insane. Ever since we had these TBO close shorts back over here at support, which is my favorite bullish reversal of signal, we saw Blue pump 150%. I actually took some profit on Blue. I have to find out when though. It was when I was at the airport yesterday. So it was about here when it was at 16 cents. So I didn't sell everything. I'm not planning on selling everything. Why would I do that if I'm already up 100+%? So when there are parabolic moves like this, I just want to share with you guys, I start scaling out when I basically are seeing a couple of things. For one, you can see the price clearly shot above resistance here at about 15 cents, which is insane. There's a lot of volume that's come into the chart recently. I think it's because Blue being a perpetuals futures decentralized exchange or a perp dex, we're seeing lots of other perp decks do well right now, like Aster, like Event or whatever, like Hyperliquid and stuff. So that's why I entered back over here, not knowing this would happen, but I just thought, you know what? I like that there's a TBO close short right here. I'm going to get in at support. Why not? Man, has it paid off? Like it's been an incredible trade so far. So as the price goes up, the 2 things that I'll be watching for to know when to scale out even more, volume, RSI. Yes, I can use Fibonacci levels. If we zoom out here, the price used to be miraculously all the way up here above 88 cents. I would love that. And I'm sure the team would love that as well. They're really nice guys. I actually had an interview with them in Bali while I was at SUI in real life. I refuse again to say SUI RL, but I just said it. Now, the interesting thing to note about the price action right here is that it pierced the 382. That's a good sign. I still think that everything that's new that hasn't experienced a proper bull market, like Bluefin, it can go a lot higher. It really can. So from my entry right here, if I'm already, in profit, I don't really have to do anything. I'm not worried. I'm not. So I'm just going to be sitting my position. I'm happy. I took profit basically right here, just above TBO historical resistance. That's a great place to do it. You can use Fibonacci levels as well. But the main signs to watch out for to see, is the chart looking exhausted? Fibonacci's are really helpful. So 22 cents, 30 cents, 48 cents, that's probably going to be the top. But it's volume. I've talked about this before. So when you see a huge burst of volume, like this day, where volume was, and again, this is KuCoin. So this is super low volume exchange, right? So the 30-day moving average was only $82,000 for Blue. So when there's basically $1 million put in, over 10x the normal amount of volume, of course, is going to pump wildly. Now, the thing I'll be watching for next is volume to fall off more and more and more and more. That's one really good thing to watch. On the daily time frame, it's going to be RSI flashing some signals. For starters, anytime it goes above 90, that is a massive signal that is probably topped out. No, it's not necessarily the top, but that's a pretty big deal. Now, when we start to see RSI go up again, which I think it will, if it does something like this, like that's going to be the sign right there. And what will happen during this period, by the way, is even though RSI might be putting in some, let me hide this so you guys can see and understand. Even though RSI will be putting in lower highs, we'll actually see Blue go up higher and higher, but that will be bearish divergence. When we see the price going up higher, but we see RSI falling, especially on the daily time frame, that's a negative sign. We don't want to see that. Well, unless you're looking to scale out, which is what we're doing, right? PENDLE. This one had a pretty rough drop yesterday. It pierced the 618 support level, which isn't good. On the 4-hour, it still has 2 TBO close shorts, but that's an admittedly rough drop. XRP, this one on the, nope, over here. On the 4-hour time frame, it had a TBO close short on Monday early, and we finally got that closed because the price returned or retraced back to the fast line. But honestly, it's not that great. Neither is the one here for Solana is better, and I'll tell you why. 2 is better than 1. 3 is better than 1, right? We want to see more of these orange diamonds. Now, seeing 2 here and preceded, or rather, before it was a TBT bullish divergence, then we get 2 TBO close shorts. That's a really good sign of reversal strength, but it's also Bitcoin season, so we have to be cautious and careful. Cardano, similar story. 2 TBT bullish divergences and then TBO close shorts. And these are really bullish reversal signals. That's why all these are orange flags. SUI, 2 TBO close shorts. Bitcoin Cash, 2 TBO close shorts. Now, I'm going to give you a hint right now. If it's Bitcoin season, which I believe it is, okay? If it's Bitcoin season, then we should expect coins that are related to Bitcoin to do well, and that would be Bitcoin Cash. For all of you that are copy trading me on Femex, I'm so sorry about Aster. I got a good entry and got stopped out right away. But I do have an entry right here on Bitcoin Cash, which I'm going to be holding up to $638. Easy. Why? Because if we're going into Bitcoin season for October, November, Bitcoin Cash will outperform Bitcoin because it's always going to exaggerate whatever the moves are. I'm giving you guys too much info. You better like this video. Now, this is a shocker. Not only did Aptos have TBT bullish divergence and 2 TBO close shorts on the 4-hour, on the daily, it also printed, you have to do it like this, it confirmed a TBO close short yesterday. What? And on the weekly, it's a 4th TBT bullish divergence cluster. This is the most bullish chart I have ever seen in my life, and it's also been the most frustrating to hold. But it's insane. I don't get why Aptos is doing this right now. Aptos is insanely overdue for a pump. I am not expecting a pump all the way up to $1 million. I'm expecting a pump. I mean, I'd be happy here with just $10, honestly. But it's been a brutal, brutal hold. Good grief. Quant, this one has, we got the 4-hour time frame, a TBO close short right at overhead resistance. Look at those 2 tests. See the difference? That is what a test looks like. This is not what a test looks like. That is not a test at all, okay? This is a good test, and it's on the daily time frame. So we have this confirmed On Monday, we're still waiting for a pullback to tag the fast line. I'm just a little bit concerned if Quant's going to have another 14% dump before, or rather after that happens. Curve has been crazy for trading. Two TBO close shorts right here on the 4-hour. And Helium Tech waking up out of nowhere with a TBO close short in progress. There's still 23 hours left in this candle, so we can't get too excited just yet, but that's a pretty good sign. Now we need to look at some other bullish setups, but before I do, again, if you haven't liked the video, like the video, subscribe if you haven't, and share this video with other people to help me get this channel up to 100,000 subs this year. So if you've heard me talk about Celestia, you know that I am like in a love-hate relationship with this coin. I don't hold any. I'm not looking to hold any. It is at support. It's a cursed coin by every sense of the word cursed. But it is at an advantageous point to accumulate. Now, if we think that it's going to be Bitcoin season, will TIA suffer? Yes. Yes. But on the off chance that TIA bounces from its all-time low at $1.31, that would be a great bottoming sign. But I'm not excited about TIA just yet. Probably by the middle of November would be a better time, but just want to let you guys know. TST is a coin I'm still watching, waiting, holding, and I'm expecting it to pump again. Crow, this one is really wild. We have a nice RSI reset. See, there's too many acronyms and just get all mixed up. We have three, TBT bullish divergences and no positive reaction yet on the 4-hour, but I am expecting Crow to do something to move up higher, not to dump. Pump, this one had some really good price action yesterday. Crazy, closed at 3%, and it's holding the fast line, but really wild price action. With TBT bullish divergence cluster, this is a pro tier indicator that you'd get if you join the pro tier, the club, or mastering passive income if you take that course, or the smarter trader. But that's a crazy bullish sign for WIF, even though the chart does not look crazy bullish at all. XPL, which is plasma, I believe, this one actually retraced back to the fast line. So that's our TBO springboard bounce entry. I'm not really excited about this coin. Volume's falling off, RSI is falling off. On the 4-hour, it does have a TBO close long, which hasn't been closed yet. So we're waiting for the price to smack or tag the fast line on the 4-hour like it did back over here, and it did it here again. It's just a little bit risky. All right, now for some bearish charts, some updates. Fetch AI has actually a second TBO breakdown on the daily in progress. RSI is going back to being oversold. On the 4-hour, we have a second TBO breakdown as well. This is very risky. There's a chance that we could see RSI bottom out here, but it could also go lower. If RSI exceeds 2154 today, danger. Like that's a bad sign. Mantle, this one, oh wow, look at that. That's just starting. I didn't even see that. It's just starting right now. TBT bearish divergence cluster on the daily time frame and on the 4-hour, two TBO close longs, just like the one that we had back over here, and we saw a pullback of about 8%. But this is a pretty bearish signal, just so you know. That's something to pay attention to. Near third TBO close long. I told you guys when it had the second one, I was like, yeah. So the beauty of this indicator is that it lets you know if there's a massive sell-off, okay, duh. But it tells you don't panic sell here, don't panic sell here. Wait to take profit when the price returns at the fast line. So instead of selling down here, you actually can make a little bit more money. Or if you're looking to short, which I wouldn't short off these signals, but you could. Basically here, if you believe it's bearish, then you would short from this TBO fast line. SPX, now we're into some red flagged coins. These are all just charts to watch and pay attention to. SPX unfortunately made a new local low. Hooray! God, poor Murad. It's just massively bearish. Anytime a chart goes below the cloud like this, it's a sign that it's strong bearish, just like it did back over here. There's a nice reversal. We don't have a reversal yet. It's rough. Hex, this one had a great Monday push on Tuesday and made a nice high up here to 0.002967, almost 0.003. But it's still a really rough chart for trading. It does have another TBO close short in progress on the weekly, but that means that we would expect the price to retrace back to the fast line, which is a drop of 20%. Tread with caution, ladies and gents. Aster, this is the one that I unfortunately got stopped out on. I thought I had a great entry. Obviously, I did not. Literally just got plummeted all the way down there. Aster, I believe, is short-term, looking good for a reversal. I would not be aping into anything right now, but we do have an RSI reset on the 4-hour that's super duper weak. Good show of volume. I think it will actually go lower before it goes higher. The next thing to look at is if it falls down further, how will it respond to these levels down here at about $1.30? Grass. Now, this one is another one that is worth watching. I do think that we could see an RSI reset on the 4-hour. It's kind of near its pivot low if we look on the daily time frame. It's been making these great moves and bouncing. Now, of course, it could go a lot further. It could hit support here at 70 cents, but I like all this up and down. Last but not least, Beam is slowly starting to wake up. We've had 5 days in a row of green, which is odd for this chart. And it's slowly moving up here. Now, this is a really not strong chart at all. It's not bearish, but it's not strong because look at all these waves going up and down, right? It's looking pretty rough. So just keep in mind that right now, I still believe that it's Bitcoin season. If Bitcoin tags and pushes through resistance, that will lift the entire market, which will make everybody really happy, except coins won't be performing as well as Bitcoin will. And of course, if Bitcoin has a tumble from here, it's going to cause more pain in the market. But given the fact that we're heading into October, I do think that this is Bitcoin season. So again, this is stuff I talk about here in the club. You have to join to get more information. And before you go, maybe you missed the video where I talk about the club. Watch that video. It's going to pop up right up there. Until the next time, you know what to do. Stay awesome and stay in the green. Peace.